Hi guys, so this will just be a quick one, but a lot of you have asked me how to actually increase health, mana and stamina, and not just the regular attributes we have created. So in this video I'm going to show you how to do that. And instead of complicating it and creating new attributes for like vitality that would also calculate the health, I'm just going to make it very simple and just add it directly. So first thing that we need to do is we need to actually add this attribute counter. So let's just copy one of these and let's add it to our health, mana and stamina. So select this box, paste it here, and again we need to anchor it, so Control and Shift and click, and then don't forget to change this to health. And then I'm going to paste it in the second one, again anchor it, and this one will be mana. And the third one, paste it to canvas panel, and then anchor it, and this one will be stamina. So this will be calculated a little bit differently. I want to add 5 to mana or health and stamina when we add the attribute point. So for that we need to go to this attribute counter we have created, and here we're going to do, here on clicked, we're going to just check if attribute that we're adding, get it. Actually, let's move this down. And then if the attributes that we adding equals health, copy this, paste it twice. Or if it equals mana, or if it equals stamina, we'll do or boolean. Then in this, add one more here. So then in this attribute count, which we keeping the count how many we actually assigned, we're going to do select, and based on this, so we're picking A if it's true. So that way we're going to add 5 to the counter, and actually not here, I connected it to the wrong thing, it needs to go here. So +1 or +5, and this one goes to output. So pick A is 5, otherwise if it's regular stat, it's going to be 1. So this will keep the count, and then when we actually add it, then it will update the attribute points, and it will add it normally because we're adding it from the count and converting it to stat. So now if you have a look, play the game, I will level up with my button. And then if I add attributes points here, we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and this is subtracting correctly. And then when I commit, it adds 35 to my health. Okay, what I don't want to do is when we're assigning the attributes, I don't want my current health to stay the same. We also want to add to the current health or current mana and stamina. So to do that, back in attribute counter, here we're going to do a little branch after this modify, and again get this check, which is if it's attribute, mana, health or stamina. We can't do this with a select because we're not going to increase the current stat where it's not mana, health or stamina. So here, if it's true, we're going to, from stats component, modify current stat. Squeeze it in here, I'll just move it all, and then stat will be again this attribute, and value will be the same attribute count. That will modify current stat, and then don't forget to connect the false branch back to where it was here. Otherwise, if it's not, we won't be like setting visibility or whatever we're doing here, visibility and text correctly. So it needs to be connected. Compile and save. And now if I level up, there we go, 5, 10, 15, commit, and I get full health. if it's regenerating stamina, commit, it will just keep, it will add to it and it will keep regenerating as it was. So that's working fine. And this is pretty much what I wanted to do in this video, just to show you this. If you wanted to actually create the stats, as I mentioned, that you would have like vitality for health, it would be a little bit more complex, because here, first of all, you would check if this is the stat. Then you would not change it here. You would change it after the modify max stat, and then you would calculate how much you're actually adding per each stat, because here in the basically in this attribute counter you would still want to be adding just 1 instead of 5. So 1, 1, 1, and then before you modify the stat, where am I? I got lost. Before you modify the stat, you would calculate the increased one. So you do, for each attribute, you do 5 health or mana or stamina. But then think about the fact that if you had the attribute like vitality, you don't want to really start the game with 0. I haven't seen that in any games. You would start with like 10. So then in the beginning of the play, you would have to also modify the player health by the vitality times 5. So you just do, on begin play, you would calculate from the stats how many vitality, or I don't know what you would have, dexterity we have for stamina, but like agility or something like that, and always multiply it by 5 and then add it to the stat. But then also when you're changing stats from the items, you would have to do a little bit more calculation. So if it would be vitality or whatever stat you would choose to increase the health, you would also have to always check that. So if you're increasing that stat, you also increase the health by 5, which is not really complex, but it is just unnecessary. I feel like if we actually increase it directly, it's much simpler. And then one last thing I'm going to do is, this is just to fix a couple of the things we have wrong. And that is basically, I noticed when we get stunned, I'm not sure if these guys at the moment have stun. If we get stunned during Rain of Arrows, you might actually get stuck in the state just because... Wait, let me cancel this, get this guy to attack me, and there we go, I'm stunned. Probably won't get out of the stun soon until they like move past me. Okay, this time I could cancel it, but sometimes it happens that you actually get stuck in that state, or you fire it. Yeah, that's what happens. So when you fire it while you're aiming and they stun you, like this, you shouldn't be able to fire, first of all, because you are stunned, and then second of all, it might give you some trouble after. No, this time it didn't. But as you can see, you're firing while you're stunned, and that doesn't look very good. What we want to do, there we go, we got a lot of errors. So Iron Arrow is trying to, I don't even know what it's trying to do. Detach from actor, fire, Rain of Arrows. Yeah, it's firing it, but the arrow was destroyed and all that stuff. So what we need to do, we need to cancel it. And we do have this event that when we get stunned, we are calling reset all actions. So this is being called in conditions component. I'll quickly show you. So components, condition, component, and then when we get stunned, right here we are getting owner, setting gameplay tag, stunned, playing the stun loop, and then resetting all actions. So this is being called on player or on enemy. So in this reset all actions, we're removing the current action tag because we are stunned. So after we come out of stun, we don't want to be stunned anymore, or we don't want to have any action. But here we're also going to remove ability tags, executing ability tags. So we will get gameplay tags and remove gameplay tag, and this one will be character checks is executing ability. So this will also prevent a lot more other issues with the abilities when we get stunned. And then I'm going to do branch and just going to check if we have tag. So has tag character checks is executing is raining arrows. And if it's true, we're going to call that event that we have on the right mouse button that we cancel rain of arrows. And now I got lost where that reset was. Find it again. Reset all actions. There we go. And reset rain of arrows. What was it? Cancel rain of arrows. That's it. So cancel rain of arrows. And before this, we can also, if you have the charge ability from Apacheon, then you also want to remove gameplay tag, which will be character checks is charging. Remove it here. If you won't have that tag, nothing will happen. But if you will, what can happen is because on the end of the charge you can basically attack. But if you don't cancel it, that tag will stay, and then when you press the left mouse button, you will go to the charge attack. So it will be buggy. So this will reset everything. And now it should be fine. So now when you aim with the rain of arrows or any other ability and you get stunned, it will get cancelled. There we go. Destroy, let these guys pass, and I can execute action and everything. Seems to be fine, no errors. So that's it. So in the next video, I'm probably going to start doing spells. I already was testing some videos as well. The problem is why it's taking me so long at this moment is because I'm trying to add the stuff with like ranged attacks and stuff when I was planning it, so I'm probably gonna go through with it, but I haven't done it in my previous project, so obviously there is a lot of testing, so it actually is not buggy. So yeah, so that is the plan, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.